Tell us with your definition of shame and then systematic shame and how it impacts our body.
Yeah, so a lot of psychologists draw a pretty firm line between shame and guilt. That's a good place to start, I think. Guilt is that feeling that you've done something bad, and that can motivate us sometimes to make amends or make a change. Shame is the feeling that you are bad, that there is something at the core of you that is irredeemable. And I think there's also an element of power that is a part of shame. We generally see across all different societies, going back way back in history, into the archaeological record even, the people who get shamed the most are always the people in their society who have lower power. So we are taught that children need to be shamed into behaving correctly, that women need to be shamed into being quiet, that people of color, especially black people, of course, were historically shamed as a way to keep them enslaved and from collaborating with each other to try and resist that state of bondage. People in poverty, people who are homeless, those are the populations that we generally treat as needing to hide themselves. And that's a really big component of shame. There's a social withdrawal piece. Even the word shame comes from a Proto-Indo-European root word that means to cover or to hide. So shame is a withdrawing of yourself, a hiding of yourself away from other people because you believe or you've been made to believe that some part of you is just inherently bad. And then systemic shame is something that I write about in my book, and it's the process that we really undergo in our current society of offloading all the blame for these big historical injustices and global problems, whether that is systemic racism, the patriarchy, climate change, global pandemics, all of the blame for these things that were caused by our governments, by really powerful systems and wealthy corporations, the blame for it gets pushed onto individuals. And we tell people, oh no, it's your fault for not working hard enough and making your group look good. It's your fault for not recycling and watching your carbon footprint, even though BP is leaching how much oil into the ocean every year. Systemic shame is this process of making people as individuals feel like they are morally to blame when they have been failed and they are often in that state of powerlessness to fight against these big systems, at least on their own. It's very hard to fight against systemic racism, systemic sexism, what have you, just as one individual. You can't do everything perfect and just overcome that on your own.